I just remember at the end of this experience being like, I really want my money back. And then I was like, oh, you didn't buy this. So
We bought this thing because it looked great, but as it turns out, it was a great big mistake. What do we do now?
hey guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Buyer's Remorse. I'm Brittany, and that is Saki. He's creeping right now, I guess. I don't know. He's weird. I'm so excited to have you guys tune in today and talk about buyer's remorse with me, just because it's such a relatable topic. I'm sure all of us, buy things that you were just not sure about, or we were sure about it and maybe a year down the line we weren't, or we get into these life-altering buying decisions and then down the line regret it. Whatever it is, I felt like it was something worth talking about. I wanted to start this first episode with just talking about a buying experience that I sort of had. Now, the reason why I say I sort of had it is because outside of copywriting, I have a supplemental job nannying, and I had suggested that we take the kids to this Santa drive-in here in Chicago. And I looked into it and I was sold on it. I was like, great, it's COVID safe. Like, we'll get out there, we'll do something interesting for the kids. And so I talked to the parents and they were like, cool, let's do it. And they went ahead and bought the tickets. And I was excited about it. And when we got there really wasn't many people there. And it was just one of those things where I was like, this may not be as great as I was anticipating. So anyway, this episode of Buyer's Remorse is about having remorse for something that someone else has bought for you. First thing I want to do is I want to show you like a reenactment of this event and like what it looked like. Here's how Santa's Drive-In started. We had an interactive experience with a deer, and I will say he was pretty funny. There was somebody voicing it and coming up with the jokes and stuff. He kept it G, rated G, for the kids and stuff, and entertaining. So I will say that part was nice. And mind you, this whole experience is in the car because COVID. And the greeter was nice, but a little strange, kind of flirty. And then this big cat came out of nowhere. No, I'm just kidding. Move key. I love you. So yeah, anyway, he told us, what to do with the experience and take our time. Told us to stay in our car, but then kind of hinted that I didn't have to stay in the car. I could get out and take pictures because there was no one else there. We drove on in, and they give you like a little scavenger hunt. And you have to account for whatever, you see and stuff, like the nutcrackers and Santa and the Grinch and whatnot. Forgive me, I had to go with what I had to sort of recreate the experience. So we got Boba Fett and we got a mug of beer. And then you'll see some bacon toast and eggs and whatnot. But yeah, just use your imagination. So anyways, we're driving through, and mind you, this experience is supposed to be like 30, 40 minutes. So I'm like, okay, cool. And, we make a turn. And we get over here, and I'm like, okay, and they have music playing, but it's, it's not really as popping as I was hoping it was going to be. I thought there was going to be like people dressed as elves dancing and, all that good stuff. But they just had all these blow up things. And then you could drop a letter off to Santa. And then after all of this, you go and you take a picture with Santa. So I drove the kids over, take a picture with Santa. They kept it COVID safe and whatnot. And I'm like, cool. And I'm thinking like there's a second, a third part. No, that was it. So the reason why I suggested that we, go ahead and get this for the kids is because they hadn't been out a lot, and it was just one of those situations where I was desperate to get them out of the house. We had done a lot of video games and watching TV and YouTube, and I just felt like, if there was an opportunity to get out and do something safe, then we should do it. So I one acted on desperation by saying, hey, let's do this. I had seen advertisement for it just on like a marquee that was near the event site. And I would see that actually on the way to nannying. And so I'm like, oh, this would be a great thing to do, to just, again, go ahead and get the kids out and have a good time. And so I looked them up online, and I'm going to just read a few things that it said were going to be on there. So it says magical light and tree displays, drive-through festive Christmas tree lane, inflatables of your favorite Christmas characters like the Grinch, Elf on the Shelf, and Rudolph. Photo opportunity with Santa, mask required. Letters to drop off for Santa. And a drive-in Christmas movie viewing in the parking lot. Plus 4 complimentary cookies and hot chocolate for every vehicle. So I saw this and I was like, great, let's do it. You know, like it seemed promising. I was like, you know, I'm all about Christmas lights, and the kids are 6 and 10. So I was just like, you know, I think this will be a good investment. The ticket was for the entire car. So it was $45 if you went before a certain time, and then $65 if you went at night. I don't know if you guys have ever like gotten somewhere or bought something and then immediately had like a sunken feeling of like, oh, it's just not. I was like, I'm gonna keep the energy up because I know that if the kids saw it on my face, then they may not have a good time either. Immediately, the older kid, the 10-year-old, called BS on it all. He was like, no, I'm not down with this. And I was like, okay, well then you can't get out the car, so maybe like take a nap or something. Poor kid. I think what bothered me is that I felt like it cost more than it was worth. And although the advertisement and that whole list that I read you was true, it was missing a flair. And it could have been because of COVID, obviously. We finished the drive-in portion. We went over to the other lot, and I will say the cookies were very good. The hot chocolate was just chocolate and water, so it was whatever. And then for the movie, I mean, it's Rudolph, so it's like take it or leave it. It's a classic, obviously, but again, for the cost of the whole thing, I just didn't feel like it hit those marks. One of the things that I like to do is to be honest with the company and just let them know like it wasn't enjoyable for me, and let them know why. Just because I always feel like feedback is important, especially if it's a business that you've been going to for a while, that you want to see succeed. Like I'm like, definitely like give them feedback. For me, as being a business owner, like I'm always like, please, yes, give me feedback. I want to know how I can improve and how I can be a better advocate to what you need. With this situation, I didn't bother to say anything to the company or leave a review on the website, only because it's a unique situation. It was a first time thing for them, I'm sure, given, again, COVID. And the hope is that we're not in the same state at the end of 2021 when we come around the holidays again. So it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know if giving them this feedback is going to be worth it, just because I'm sure, or I'm hoping that it's going to be different. But what I would have done, I guess, to rectify the situation or make it a little bit better is you know, instead of just having the lights and the inflatables, I probably would have had some people out there dressed as elves dancing or having some sort of choreography, or I don't know, just something that was beyond the static movement of these inflatables and the lights and the trees and the nutcrackers. That's just, you know, a way that I can see they can take it a step up a little bit. I don't want to be harsh because, again, you know, it's a unique situation. If I was to leave like a formal review for them, I would give them probably a 2 out of 5 stars. I do hope that, you know, they improve down the line and make it more entertaining for the kids. And I think one of the other things is that it may have been a better experience at night. And so, Christmas lights just don't pop as much as they do at night. Would I go to this event again? Probably not. Not until I hear from other people like about their experience and if it was something that they really enjoyed. Yeah, so anyway, that was Santa's drive-in experience. And again, this is the first episode of Buyer's Remorse. So if you have any suggestions for me about topics that you want to hear about, or if you want to be a guest, please let me know. Conversations shouldn't go that long, but I just, again, feel like Buyer's Remorse is one of those things that we have all felt at some point. Maybe we feel it several times a year. Maybe we feel it again down the line with a big purchase. So, yeah. Go ahead and comment below and let me know what you think, and let me know if you want to be a guest. You can DM me or email, or like I said, shoot me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. But thanks again for joining me in the first episode of Buyer's Remorse, and may all your purchases be worthwhile. Ciao.